Hello, my name is Mike Jordan. Can you please assist me by subscribing my channel so I can upload new videos every day? Thanks you so much for watching videos from my channel. Donald Trump's presidency has been upended by an explosive whistleblower complaint that has since snowballed into a fast-moving impeachment inquiry. The scandal has ensnared dozens of people on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean and poses the most immediate threat to Trump's presidency yet. What is impeachment? How did we get here? And what could happen next? We hope this guide will help to answer these questions. There's even a table of contents below so you can jump to a specific section. What is impeachment? Contrary to popular belief, impeachment doesn't mean automatic removal from office. The impeachment process can be thought of as somewhat analogous to a criminal proceeding, even though impeachable offenses don't have to be criminal offenses. The House, like a grand jury, collects evidence, hears testimony, and drafts articles of impeachment or charges against the president. If a majority of the House votes to charge the president, the U.S. Senate holds a trial where both sides present their cases and senators act as jurors. If 2/3 of the Senate votes to convict the president on the charges passed by the House, the president is removed from office. In early September, an anonymous whistleblower complaint lodged by a member of the intelligence community said that in a series of events culminating in a July 25 call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, Trump used the power of his office to solicit interference from a foreign country in the 2020 U.S. election. The complaint detailed concerns how Trump used the call with Zelensky to pressure the Ukrainian government to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden and his son, days after withholding a nearly $400 million military aid package. Biden's son, Hunter, served on the board of Burisma Holdings, a Ukrainian oil and gas company, from 2014 to 2019. Trump and his allies have falsely accused Biden of using his power as vice president to urge Ukraine to fire a prosecutor who was investigating Burisma in order to protect Hunter. The whistleblower's complaint has been corroborated by the White House's summary notes of the July 25 call, White House officials themselves, and the sworn testimony of several career diplomatic and national security officials. Multiple diplomats have now testified under oath that the Trump administration explicitly conditioned lifting the hold of the military aid to Ukraine on Zelensky, publicly announcing investigations into Burisma and a discredited conspiracy theory that Ukraine meddled in the 2016 election to benefit Hillary Clinton. Asking a foreign government for material campaign aid is not only unprecedented from a U.S. president, but it could even violate campaign finance laws against soliciting campaign contributions or help from foreign nationals. If Trump did, in fact, use military aid as a bargaining chip, as many officials have testified under oath, he could also be impeached on charges of extortion, bribery, and misappropriation of taxpayer funds. Trump's White House and administration have also refused to comply with many aspects of the inquiry and have attempted to block multiple administration officials from testifying, meaning Trump could also face an impeachment charge for obstructing Congress. Beyond the immediate threat to Trump and those in his inner orbit, the Trump-Ukraine scandal could have lasting geopolitical consequences that reverberate for years to come. Ukraine is highly dependent on American military aid to defend itself from incursions from Russia. Ukraine has been engaged in a hot war with Russia, a U.S. adversary since 2014, when Russia invaded and annexed the peninsula of Crimea, a contested territory. Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, a top expert for Eastern European affairs on the National Security Council, expressed concern about the military and political implications of the administration withholding the aid in his testimony to Congress. Acting Ambassador to Ukraine Bill Taylor also testified that the U.S. withholding aid and signaling less support for Ukraine could further embolden Russia to take more aggressive military action and contribute to the further destabilization of the region. On October 31, the House voted to approve a formal resolution outlining the terms and parameters of its inquiry, but is still in the fact-finding stage of the process, hearing witness testimony and reviewing documents related to the inquiry. The impeachment process begins in the House Judiciary Committee, which draws up articles of impeachment based on the results of the inquiry. The House hasn't yet determined whether they'll limit the scope of the inquiry to the allegations raised in the whistleblower complaint and corroborated by administration officials, or if they'll include articles related to obstruction of congressional investigations. If the committee passes the articles of impeachment by a majority, they go to the full floor of the House of Representatives and require a simple majority vote of 218 members to pass. Members vote on each article individually, meaning Trump could be impeached on some articles but not others. Former President Bill Clinton, for example, was impeached on articles of perjury to a grand jury and obstruction of justice, but he was cleared on a separate perjury-related article and a charge of abusing his office. In January of 1999, the U.S. Senate acquitted Clinton on both charges. In order for Trump to be removed from office, two-thirds of the U.S. Senate's 67 members have to vote to convict him of those articles of impeachment. Currently, the Senate consists of 53 Republicans, 45 Democrats, and 2 independents who caucus with Democrats. If Trump is not impeached at all or impeached but not convicted in the Senate, he stays in office and it'll be left up to the American people to either re-elect him or vote him out of office in 2020.